so in this example, we're going to graph the plane curve. That just means it exists in the coordinate plane and it's a smooth curve. Defined by, and then we're given two equations. So we're used to graphing from one equation, but parametric equations implies that you're going to have multiple equations, and their commonality is going to be t time. And here it says time is going to be between -2 and 2. This is another way of stating the domain, just like I did here. So we're going to start out with step 1 by selecting the values of t. And I told you we're going to use -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And it's important that you do these in order of increasing t. So when you go to graph, you know you can just graph them in order that you have your coordinates. So now we have to solve for x. We know that x equals t squared minus 1. And that's simple enough that we can do it in our head. So plug in -2, square it, we get 4, subtract 1, we get 3. And then you just keep going like that. -1 squared, and we get 0. So go ahead and maybe pause the video and try to fill the rest of that out. I'm going to get -1, 0 again, and 3 again. So those are all my x values. And now I'm going to go and do the same for my y's. I'm going to compute them. And again, easy enough that I can do these in my head, and so can you. So now you've got your t column, your x column, and your y column. What we're going to graph are the coordinates x, y, and each point will be as time passes. So our first coordinate will be at 3, -4. Our second will be at 0, -2. Our third at -1, 0. Fourth at 0, 2. And third at 3, 4. And right now we have no idea what this is going to be looking like unless you have a really good sense of numbers in coordinates. So we have to go ahead and graph this now. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because my y values were between those two. I'm also going to do my x values down a little bit. And let's start. We have to start with the first one. So 3, -4, down here. And then our next one, 0, -2. And then our next one, -1, 0. So you can kind of see that it's going to make a curve. And then it's going to start swinging back, 0, 2, and 3, 4. So you can see as time passes, it's kind of like a boomerang. And in graph form, to denote which direction your object is moving, we're going to put little arrows on it, just like that. And now we can see that the object came flying in and then it's flying back out. Now, since this actually gave us a set domain, the object simply moved from this point, that's all right, from this point to this point, and it stopped. Okay, but if there wasn't a set domain like that, then it would come flying in and flying back out. So that's our first example.